Hi everyone, this is Hassan. I am Hassan from TheFanStands. Today I am here solo, now with my regular teammates, and today I'm going to be making a video on VAR. So first, before talking about the controversies that have been going on in the EPL about VAR, first let's talk about why VAR was introduced in the first place. VAR came about because of the horrific decisions that have been, taking football for a while now. Especially in the last couple of years, there have been decisions like goals given, which have been controversial and which have been pivotal in a season, in deciding a season or two. So, based on that and the outcry from fans, the technology was introduced into the game after looking at other sports. For example, the goal line technology was introduced looking at tennis. So VR was also introduced looking at other sports. But recently, a lot of controversial decisions have been made using the VAR, and in this video, I'm going to cover some of the controversies facing the VAR and some giving some possible solutions, which, in my opinion, can be applied by the EPL to actually do away with to make VAR better. So first of all, let's talk about the offside rule. As we saw on the last match week as well. For example, the Sheffield goal. The Sheffield goal was given an offside by a millimeter. A toe was offside, and not even in the original play of the goal, but it was the offside was in the previous play, and then after 20 to 30 seconds, a goal was disallowed. A goal happened which was disallowed against Spurs by Sheffield. Similarly, we saw a couple of weeks back as well where a goal was disallowed for an armpit being offside. So what my opinion is that the FA, the EPL governing body, needs to come up with a precise definition what constitutes as an offside. Because having an armpit offside, having a shoulder blade offside, shouldn't really, the player isn't really gaining an advantage over here. There needs to be some clarity from the EPL that what exactly constitutes an offside. And over here, I think they need to bring in some sort of measure or some sort of, for example, a foot or like a half a length of a football or whatever, so that because before offsides were what you can say were based on the referee's decision. But now, since we're going into exact values, a toe is offside. A player, can't. It's humanly impossible for a player to judge by a millimeter length that whether I'm offside or not, or whether my pinky finger is ahead of the last defender. So there needs to be some clarity set by the FA that measure should be made that if a player is offside by this much, then it doesn't constitute as an offside. Or, for example, what they can take something from cricket as well, that there's an umpire's call rule in cricket that if the umpire deemed it not offside on the field, then the overrule, and if the offside is within that small parameter, then the offside will not stand and the goal will stand. Or if they said okay, it's still offside, then the on-field decision would prevail. Similarly, one other thing that they can do about with offsides is if they want to be precise, they can pick. There is technology available, especially if you look at Formula One cars. You can measure cars going at 300 kilometers per hour, in excess of 300 kilometers per hour, and tag them to the millisecond. And you're saying that you can't implement a similar technology for players. So I know it would be an expensive step, but if you want precision, that's the precision that I would like to have. Because otherwise, people drawing lines, and there's distortion in the angles. Some draw a line at a different angle, some draw a line at a different angle. So this causes a lot more debate and causes a lot more controversy. So implementing a couple of these factors can really better the offside position of VAR, in my opinion, and something that the FA needs to look into definitely. Another thing which is said about the VAR, even in the recent VAR rule changes that came about just last week, that if you look at the other European leagues, especially UEFA, when a VAR decision is being overruled by the VAR referees, the on-field referee runs to the monitor and then he gets to review his own decision, and then whether he accepts the VAR decision or he overrules the VAR decision and gives his own opinion by looking at the play again. Because frankly, looking just in real time, you can't judge, but by looking at replays, you can make a better informed decision. So the FA came up with the point that they do not allow they don't want the cameras or an on-screen monitor for the VAR for the on-field referee, because they say that the referee is already being overworked and they don't want him to run 30 yards in to the halfway line and look at a monitor. So in my opinion, what they can do is they can just simply get one of this, and give one of this to one of their referees, to the on-field referees, so that in such VAR decisions, they can just simply review the footage on their phone or a special gadget which is designed specifically for referees, so that they can review the decision that they made and see the point of the VAR referees and then come up to a final conclusion. Another thing that they need, and especially this is something which is definitely needed right now, and this is very easily implementable, is that if you look at cricket, there's a third umpire, and whenever a third umpire decision is being made, you can hear the communication between the on-field umpire and the third umpire. This is something that is implementable in the Premier League, because the VAR referee and the on-field referee is already in communication. If the fans are able to listen into the conversation that is happening at the moment of the review, they can. It's a lot easier for them to understand how a decision is taken, and this is something that is quite easily and immediately implementable by the FA, I believe. Other than that, there are a lot more other pointers that can be implemented into the VAR, like implementing a lot more technology and adding more referees for that matter. And also, another point that is being raised is that VAR is supposed to be for clear-cut decisions, not gray decisions. And for gray area decisions, the on-field referee's decision should stand. So this is something that needs to be looked into by the FA as well. So in my opinion, these three things that I just pointed out: one is getting some clarity on the offside rule. Second, adding more precision tracking if you want to stick to the current rule. And finally, giving a gadget to the on-field referee, and being able to listen to their conversation when they have what they have with the VAR referees while making a decision. These are four factors that I believe should be implemented by the FA and across the other footballing leagues as well, and it would definitely improve the VAR. People are of the opinion that VAR should be scrapped and we should move back to the old ways of football. I am not of the opinion. I feel that technology should be implemented, and technology is the way forward. And it would not improving technology would only improve the game, and it would improve transparency into the game as well. So that's my take on it. Do remember to put your comments into the video, and also do remember to like and subscribe to our channel. And thank you very much. This is Hassaan signing off from the TheFanStands. Khuda Hafiz.